Hello, I'm Tylah Tully, and today I'm joined by Maronan Metals Managing Director Richard Carlton. Richard, this week the silver price rose to a level not seen since 2011. What's your initial reaction to this news?
Oh, it was great news, and we were very pleased, and in fact, for it to see an instant correlation with our share price, so it went up, I think, about 9% on the day, which it doesn't always do, because there's always other market factors about, so it doesn't just reflect the silver price. But it did in this instance. But I think it does reflect some of the fundamental value that people are seeing in silver. I mean, ever since the sort of global uncertainty saw gold take off, there's been commentary about saying, look, typically the proportion with which silver goes with gold has not been sort of materialised. So maybe this is a little bit where silver does start to move faster than gold. But look, all this does is sort of further underpins, I think, the value of our project. And so if someone's looking for an investment in silver, there's every reason to believe, we could become a top 10 silver producer, and those sort of prices would be fantastic.
So is there an opportunity for this price bump to translate into value for developers like Maronan?
Oh, I think absolutely there is. And, you look back at the IPO that when Maronan Metals became first time listed on the ASX. So 3 years ago, the silver price was $23 US an ounce. Since that time, the silver price has risen 70%. And our share price has only moved 15%. So yeah, we think there's very much an opportunity there. That because in the meantime we've spent $20 million on drilling, improving the quality of the resource, and just building the robustness of the project, taking it forward towards potentially becoming a mine. So, with all that said, and to think that the silver price has moved much further than our share price, I think the answers are an astounding yes.
So what are the upcoming crucial milestones for Maronan that shareholders need to keep an eye out for?
The most significant one is an intended release of a scoping study, or as we're going to term it, a preliminary economic assessment of the project, which will be the first one at that sort of level for this project. And it's one where the ASX rules tend to have you have to be able to have a certain portion of the resources in any production schedule you're going to put economics to and try and talk to the market that is in the indicated resource category. And we're feeling, while we haven't done the study, completed it yet, we're in that category now. So in some of the assessments we're doing, we know there are nearby plants that have got spare capacity, so maybe we can toll treat some material, be it at Cannington, be it Dougal River, or for copper gold, maybe Evolution at Ernest Henry, or even AIC Mines, who are currently expanding their processing capacity only 15 kilometres away from us at the Eloise mine. And comparing this to just a standalone plant where we build our own mill and treat the lot ourselves. But we're now heading well down towards the sort of pre-feasibility study, and the decisions getting closer to committing to an actual mine development. So it's significant for us, and I think shareholders watching out for the progress in the coming months can well be expecting some very significant news.
Finally, what separates Maronan from other potential silver miners?
Well, I think the fact that we're rapidly taking our project towards being mine ready with this application for a mineral development licence, which we hope is granted by the end of this calendar year. There aren't too many that are probably coming down that home stretch right now. We also have the second highest in-ground silver resource at 122 million ounces of silver metal in ground among the Australian undeveloped silver hopefuls. With its starter zone, which is just sort of 12 million tonnes, which we believe would be enough to demonstrate the viability of a mine in its own right, is only 1/3 of the total silver-lead resource. So that should leave investors with some confidence that, well, if this thing can get going, there's probably potential for a lot more. Our recent resource upgrade has shown, I think, a very good sort of transition in quality from the inferred to the indicated category that, again, should leave investors, as it has us as management, really comfortable with the robustness of the resource and being able to predict it, which I think, is something that stands apart. There are other places where, there can be quite a lot of disappointments, but at this stage, we haven't sort of seen any of those. Our grades hanging in at sort of 5% lead and 116 grams per tonne silver are certainly very strong. There are certainly higher grades elsewhere in the world, but this is a pretty good base, especially with the current silver price, to be a starting point. The Cloncurry region itself is really friendly to what we're wanting to do. Mining is well accepted in the region, so it's sort of well catered for. We've got sealed roads close to where we need to be with drilling. We've got rail access all the way through to Townsville from Mount Isa, so there's access to rail and port. So it's, we're in a very good spot, and I think the stage that we've got it to at the moment, we're well poised. We've also got another portion of the resource, which is about the same size and the 30 million tonnes of copper gold resource. So, that's another thing that we add to the Maronan mix, and I think it's a pretty exciting combination.
Well, Richard, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Tyler. Good to be with you.
For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.